Hello, artists. How are you today? Stephanie Aune once again from the banks of the Trinity River here near Willow Creek, California. Ozzy and I welcome you to the studio. Oz is out playing with his new buddy, Django, and they are having a great time outside. So, this is the second part of Solitude. Yes, the Solitude. Solitude in the Beauty. So, last week we did the moon. Boop, 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 boop. Isn't that cool? And then this week we will be doing the flaps for the trees. Oh, gosh. I wonder if we'll get the whole moon completed with that first one. The trees took a while to cut out. I'm not going to lie. Maybe I can give you a quick stencil of that also. Modify it to be whatever you want it to be, right? But I think it worked out really, really well. All right, I'll try to give you all the components for this. So, and then just some hinges. I tied on the hinges because I don't want to use the screws that come out on the other side. I don't like having those sharp edges in my book. So, you know, I like how this has turned out. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoy the project. Be sure to let me know what you think, and we will chat soon. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys, and I really, truly appreciate your patience while I was having all of these technical difficulties. Have a great day. Bye. All right, so I'm just going to make this final little cut in here. Get those evened up right off the bat. And bring this guy in. All right, so as you can see, I've kind of left these solid through here because I'm going to put hinges on them again. Okay, so what I want to do for sure is to put some paint on these guys. Yes, I do. So I'm just putting this down for a paint catcher here. I'm just grabbing any brush. We're just going to see how this works first. I want it to be silhouetted. And I'm also trying to strengthen this chipboard more. So I want these colors to stay very dark because it is definitely 100% a silhouette. And I might go over it with the gesso. That might be the better thing to do here first. Let's grab the black gesso. Doesn't like to open when it hasn't been opened for a long time. There we go. Black gesso really protects. It'll create a sealant. All of those things that we kind of need here with this paper, this chipboard paper. So that's why I grabbed the black gesso. It's going to make it stronger, more sturdy. We are going to do both sides because it's a flip. And I know I'm putting wet paint down. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. See how all right that is? That's cool. That's cool right there. Except for it pulled up the paper. We don't want that. Okay, we're going to do the other one, just a quick coat, and then we'll come over with more colors over the top. Okay, so as I learned with the circus book, you need to give this a really good channel for it to be able to move freely. So this will be covered with another piece of paper. And we also need to construct here the push-up, pull-up bar. So we got to figure out how to do that, all right? We want this to only come down that far. So let's go ahead and glue in these. Because we don't know which way this book is going to sit for one. Whether it will be upside or, which side. It needs to be able to be displayed both sides up. That's what I'm trying to say. And this is just some foam core that I'm using to do this because it is a good thickness. It's also easy to cut through. Okay. So I'm going to cut this about, actually we're going to go a little bit bigger than that. We're going to go 3/4 of an inch there. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, what I've done here is I went about a little bit over 1/2 inch up, and we're gonna have to make a hinge on here so that we can push it through like that. All right, so that's this piece is going to have to be longer. All right, so this piece is going to have to come through here and be able to push up to there. There. So we're going to make this piece like 1 inch over. All right. We also need to build a stopper up here so that it doesn't go too far up and out. We're not going to be able to do that because it has to come back down. So that's not going to work. You just have to trust that people aren't going to ruin the book. Okay. Obviously what we need to do here too is make this channel fit this. All right, so I've actually decided to use some coffee stir sticks for this part here that I'm doing next, which means I need to remove some of this to make it fit in there. The nice thing is that you guys won't have to do this part. You'll just be able to say, Steph did it this way, that's how I'm going to do it. Instead of having to try to reinvent the wheel here and figure out how to do it to where everything stays in place. Because, you know, we need to make this immobile. We need to make it move. I want to make sure that this is somewhat straight. This part is much straighter here. And we need to make that a couple layers thick, it looks like. All right, let's find that twisted part. That's the twisted part. Make sure the twisted part is away from the thingy. So this needs to be too thick in order to clear the that. And let's grab out the E6000 because it's probably better to have a little bit stronger glue here. There we go. All right, make sure that doesn't go anywhere. Whew. Okay, guys, so truly this is the most technical part of this. Well, I guess it's a little technical to do all of these things here. But just take your time with it. If you really want to try to do this pop-up, you really have to have a good channel for this to go through. And you can't just have the circle without having these parts, because that's what's going to guide it into the channel, right? Otherwise it'll just be flopping all over. So that little V section is very important. So I'm just letting this dry. And then it's really also very important to have this channel have enough space to where things can move, and then smooth. The smooth is much better than coarse. With this, I should probably put some of that wax, Tim Holtz waxy stuff on it, but I think I'll probably end up, I have to paint this one. And I have to see, yeah, this will pop out here a little bit also. So it's going to have to get painted. Maybe I can just do some black gesso on it real quick while I'm waiting for this to dry. A whole page will be put over the top of all of this, and then the page will be painted. So it's not like you're going to see all this underworking stuff. I guess I can try to give you some sort of template with it. It's hard to do a template on it. I'm not going to lie, it's hard. And truly, I could put black gesso on this. I should probably just do that now. on this particular page. But I should probably paint them together, I guess. It'd be good to have a piece of fabric over those pages that I'm going to put over the top, so maybe that's what we'll work on next. All right, we're going to let that dry safely. All right, we have to address this page that we're going to put over the top of all of this. And I have to say that I wish that I would have realized I was going to do this before I glued all of these pages onto the signature. What I would have done was leave 2 pages with the fabric over the top of it, and then used that to cover the whole thing. I think that would have worked out really well. So basically not glue all of the pages to the signature here. I would have definitely left 2 pages probably free so that it would be like this. All of those pages glued together, and then have something like this to where it could just flop over on the top of it and have a nice seam. So we're going to have to add to this seam and try to make it look seamless with everything else, which could be difficult, but we're going to try. So I'm going to grab, so I cut out a piece of cardstock, right? I'm just checking to see if these guys are all down tight, which they are. And see how this is avoiding that seam? We're already going to be adding bulk to it by putting in these guys. Now, the question is for me here is, do I need to, okay, we're going to make a little thing right here. We're gonna make a little of this, a little of that. You know, it's just putting it together, guys. It's figuring out how to make this work. So I don't know how to technically do this. I'm making it up as I go along, which y'all should know that by now about me. I see something, I see it in my brain, and then I try to figure out how to make it work. I have looked at pop-ups before in the past. I've done it before with the circus book. You know, there's really nothing that's a fast process about it. I'm not going to lie. It is not a fast, quick, easy project. Okay, where's our little squeegee thing here? That's perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay. And then last thing we need to do is put a slot in this piece of paper where it'll probably be pretty low here. Okay, I gotta make sure you guys are recording to see this. Put that there. All right, let's get some glue down. Okay. Guys, so I'm just trying to make sure that this glue is all stuck down where I want it to be. Trying to make a nice clean page, a nice clean surface for our next part. So notice here that I did go through and clamp at pretty much so every spot possible. And the reason for that is also compressing that foam board, that foam core stuff. And when you compress it, it's going to kind of make it invisible, right? So I don't want to have that blue stuff seen in there. I want this to be a really nice seam. So I am taking the time to really make it as good as I can. You know, we can take the time to do this properly. This is all part of craftsmanship. And, you know, that's just, it is what it is. Okay, so I'm going to actually remove this guy real quick here, though, so that we can just look at this and make sure that our little moon is going to feed in here. Okie dokie. Look at that. Ta-da! We can cut this down, probably. It doesn't need to be any longer than that. So that has a nice stop there, and then we'll put another stopper here. We're going to paint these. We are. We're going to have these as flaps. Doo-doo-doo. Yes, we are. Okay. Dig it. Dig it a lot. It's coming along. Okay. So I'm going to put this on here. Now, it's good to test and make sure that I don't have glue in the runners. That's part of why I'm doing that. Now, yeah, we're hoping that this page has sat down well. We'll put a coat of gesso over this. Let's just do that now. Now, if I don't put the fabric over this, it's not going to have the same texture. Does it matter? Let's put over the black gesso and see if that matters. Probably will. I'm guessing. knowing myself that I'm going to want to have this same texture on each side. It's going to be kind of strange to have this fabric here and then not have fabric over here. Again, it's craftsmanship. Do I really want to put another piece of silk over the top of this and let this dry? No, not really. I really don't want to do that. But I do know that it will be better if I do it. So I'm just going to paint this side. I'll put fabric over this side. Now that it's down, it shouldn't be an issue to do. So maybe we should protect this chipboard just a little bit more, though. That probably is not a bad idea. This board is super absorbent, so putting a layer of protectant on it is not a bad thing at all. You know, we could go through and do these other parts later. Not worried about that. And also it will make for a better background for our silk. Not that that makes any difference because it's all going to get painted. But just thinking of all the different benefits of putting down this gesso on here. All right, guys. Well, I think this will be it for today. Definitely a lot of steps, and but it's going to be really phenomenal when it's done. It's not necessarily the most simple layout. I understand that. I don't think we need to do a super simple layout, do you? There's plenty of places that do simple projects. That's not what our channel is about, right? Our channel is about pushing boundaries and trying to make the coolest thing we possibly can. And I think a rising moon is pretty darn cool. Let me see if I can get you to focus in on there. There it is. The rising moon. This is cool, guys. This pushes the boundaries. That's what we always want to do. Okay, I think I have to go get out the circus book now. So I'm gonna have to switch gears and see if I can't finish up that that cover on that puppy. Oh. Okay, guys, have a great day. We'll chat soon. Bye bye.